Hey everyone, so I'm back again with another video. This time around I have another collection update to share with you, and as you can assume by the title of this video, it's going to be another entry in my original Xbox collection update series, or whatever I've decided to call it. In this video I'm going to be looking at games from about the letter M to the letter S, a couple decent games in here, as well as some sports games that I'll just skip through pretty fast, but let's get to it. So the first game that I have here to show you guys is Midway Arcade Treasures 2. This game here is basically just a collection of classic arcade games, some that have been ported to consoles or have been on consoles, but a couple to mention here are Mortal Kombat 2 and 3, Pit Fighter, Primal Rage, Rampage World Tour, and a couple of racing games as well, but this one's a pretty decent collection. I usually go for these classic game collections. Next game here is Mission Impossible Operation Surma. It's a third-person sort of stealthy shooter. Not the biggest fan of it, but it was halfway decent for the time at least. Next one is Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Mortal Kombat, bloody fighting game, like, what else can you really say? It's a halfway decent Mortal Kombat game, but definitely not a sort of go-to in the series, for me at least. Next one is MX vs. ATV Unleashed. You get to play on either ATVs or motocross sort of bikes and a couple of other different similar vehicles, and you sort of race about or just drive around. It was okay in the early 2000s, but this series sort of just dropped off. Actually, that one there is like a crossover kind of situation. But the next game I have here to show you guys is Need for Speed Underground. I have this just in a case with no artwork, no manual. Just a racing game with lots of customization. Pretty decent. I personally enjoyed it. But as for Need for Speed games, there's plenty to choose from. Next game here is NFL Fever 2003. Grab this one just because it's an original Xbox exclusive game. So at least those sports games I'll definitely go for. Next game here is Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. Action adventure kind of game. I wasn't the biggest fan of this. I do like The Nightmare Before Christmas, so I thought I'd definitely go for it. And I think I might have this on the PS2 also. Honestly can't remember right now, but the only other thing I can really remember about this game is that it's set after the events in the movie, but that's about it. Next game here is Ninja Gaiden Black. I think this here was just a sort of updated port of another Ninja Gaiden game, but I honestly can't remember. But it's just your typical sort of hack and slash fare. It's okay, but again, there are other Ninja Gaiden games to play, especially some on the 360 that are honestly better than this one, but this one's still pretty nice. The next game here is Outlaw Volleyball. Just volleyball with some outrageous characters there. Next here is a pretty interesting game. I haven't had a chance to play it myself, and I didn't, well, of course, because I got it many years after the fact. I never got to play this online, but I wonder if the online experience was decent, how many people were actually playing it and such, but at least the game that I'm going to talk about next did have offline gameplay as well. It's Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2, and with this, there was offline story stuff to do, but even the offline mode, you could play it split-screen multiplayer, which is pretty decent to have a game that will let you play split-screen multiplayer. as well, considering that it was a sort of online multiplayer situation there. Next game here. I've never played this game here, but I got it. You'll see why I got it. It's Playboy the Mansion. Now, this game here, it's not too easy to track down on the original Xbox or the PS2, and it's just such a weird game. Basically, you're in the Playboy Mansion, and there's slutty, trashy girls in skimpy outfits everywhere. Let's just leave it at that. Probably still not as trashy as the Guy game, but that was in a previous video. Next game here, Prince of Persia Warrior Within, just typical action platformer kind of situation that you got in the sort of mid-2000s, early 2000s Prince of Persia games. Enjoyable for a couple of minutes, and then you sort of get over it. Next game here is The Punisher. I got this because, well, it was a Marvel property. Punisher, I'm not the biggest fan of him, but he is still kind of interesting to me as a character. And I thought I might go ahead and try it out, see what the gameplay is like. And it's pretty much just a pretty generic third-person shooter, in my opinion at least. Next game here is another racing game. It's Rally Sport 2. Sorry, actually I'm not even certain. Rally Sport Challenge 2 or Rally Sport 2 Challenge. Don't even really know, but that's it right there. Again, another Xbox exclusive. Usually if it's an Xbox exclusive, I'll go ahead and grab it no matter what it is. Just two more games to show you guys here, and they're pretty interesting games as well. One here is an original Xbox exclusive, and the other one, I believe, is exclusive to Xbox on consoles, but then it's also on PC. The first one here is Raises Hell. It's a kind of cute and weird at the same time kind of game. It's a third-person shooter that's... It's just you get like these alien things and these like little cute creature things, and it's an absolute mess. It looks like maybe they were trying to do something a little bit more graphic and a little bit more adult than Conker's Live and Reloaded, but who knows what the hell they were thinking in making this. I suppose... I actually don't even know if Majesco just published this or made it as well. Can't even tell here. But it's kind of a weird game, and it's an original Xbox exclusive, so again, I had to grab that one there. And now the last game that I want to show you guys. Pretty weird game. It's made by the same guy who did the Alice like PS3 games. I think it was Alice Madness Returns, and I think there might have been some like DLC or expansions or something for it. And there might be even a PC game, but I'm not too familiar with PC games. But this game here, absolutely expansive for the time that it was made in. Pretty interesting action adventure game. Somewhat enjoyable, but the world does look pretty blah at times. But considering that it was on the original Xbox, you can kind of give it the sort of benefit of the doubt for the time being. But yeah, it's a game called Scrapland, and I honestly don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. It's either American McGee or American McG. If anybody out there knows exactly how to pronounce his name, then please let me know. But this game here, it's a sort of futuristic world, plenty of robots. I think the way that it worked was that you are this robot guy, and he like goes around like shooting stuff up. He's on a motorcycle, and I think you need to solve some kind of mystery or something, if I remember correctly. But basically, the main reason in playing this game is to sort of explore the really expansive world that this game takes place in, and it's pretty interesting for that at least. But yep, that's it. That's this fifth part, I think, to my original Xbox collection update series. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below. And also linked in the description below is a link to my 500 subscribers contest. Check that out as well if you'd like. And that's it. See ya.